Another new year is upon us, and for a lot of people, it might be another year where you start budgeting and fail miserably. If that's you, this video is for you. Thank you so much for joining me here today at Sisters for Financial Independence. My name is Catherine Agupjan, and I cover money topics to help you get better with your money. Budgeting is one of the top action items many people will do in the new year to get better with their money. Now, budgeting has a lot of negative connotation, but I want you to know these four truths first when it comes to budgeting, so you know exactly what you're getting into and you know how to make these changes to your money. A big thing to remember is that budgeting isn't about perfection. You're not going to get every dollar right and allocated, but it is about trying, it is about making those changes, and it is about being intentional with your money. Truth number one, budgeting can feel restrictive at first. I know that's a serious take, but budgeting is all about setting some limits on your spending. And that can be uncomfortable, especially if you've spent the past year not tracking your money, not looking at where you're spending, and not really being diligent with how you're spending your money. So when the budget comes in, you're going to see some things that you may be uncomfortable with. You might have limits on how much you're spending on clothing, on toys, on all of these other things, and that is okay. Feel the pain of the restriction, but keep going because at the end, you will see the reward. Here's the reality as we go into 2026. Some of the smartest people in the world are working full-time to get you to spend your money. They're using advanced data, behavioral psychology, and technology to power ads, making tap to pay effortless, and push credit cards and buy now, pay later as solutions. So when it feels hard, it's not because you're bad with money, it's because you're up against a very well-oiled machine. Add social media to the mix, and suddenly it looks like everyone is doing well, affording everything, and living their best life. That comparison pressure can quietly push you to spend money on things you don't actually value. Yes, we're all adults, and yes, we deserve autonomy over our own money. But most of us don't have unlimited money. That means we have to allocate, prioritize, and get intentional. Otherwise, our money gets spent for us, often on things we don't even remember. So the first few weeks of your budget will feel restrictive. It might feel like a bit of deprivation, but you're placing limits and creating new behaviors you didn't have before. That change will be hard, but oftentimes it's that fear of the pain that prevents us from doing the work of budgeting. When you finally sit down and get to mapping out your money, you will get to a place that's rewarding. Budgeting isn't about punishment. It's about protecting your money from being spent on things you don't even value. Truth number two, a monthly budget isn't enough. One of the biggest reasons budgets fail isn't a lack of discipline, it's actually a lack of planning. There are 12 months in a year and 365 days of expenses. When we only look at our money 30 days at a time, we miss the big costs that show up later. Vacations, holidays, summer camps, insurance renewals, home maintenance, and so on. When those expenses hit, the monthly budget breaks and we assume budgeting doesn't work when really our planning was incomplete. Instead of just doing a monthly budget, also do an annual budget. Look at last year's spending to estimate big ticket items like holidays, birthdays, travel, kids' activities, car repairs, home maintenance. Once you see the full picture, you can automate savings for those expenses. Putting aside $50 a month for Christmas means that $600 expense doesn't wreck your December budget. That's planning ahead. Planning removes the panic and ensures you don't get blindsided. To help you get started with how to do an annual budget, I want you to check out this video, which walks you through how to create an annual budget along with a free template that you can use. You can also find a link in the description. Truth number 3, your budget will never be set it and forget it. Life changes and your budget has to change with it. Kids grow, prices increase, priorities shift, and income fluctuates. A budget isn't a rule book you write once, it's a living document you revisit and adjust. If something isn't working, that is not failure, that's feedback. The goal isn't to never mess up, the goal is to notice things faster, adjust sooner, and keep going all together. Messy budgets don't mean you failed, they mean you're paying attention. So make sure you review your budget often. Make sure you have your partner review it and have constant feedback to ensure you are following it, but also adjusting it as life changes. Truth number 4, it's your money and it's your responsibility. Now, I don't get a vote in how you spend your money, but you do and the people in your household do. So take the time to think long and hard about what you want your money to do for you. Start spending with intention instead of default. Now, no one should care more about your money than you. If you look at your budget and genuinely like where your money is going, that's a win. But if you don't, it's time to make changes because there's a good chance that a good chunk of your hard-earned dollars is disappearing into things you don't even remember. Put your budget in perspective. Look at your numbers from a holistic point of view. Look at it from the whole year point of view. If you make $60,000 a year and you budget $1,000 on eating out, that's $12,000 a year or 20% of your income going to food. Is that worth it for you? Budgeting isn't about restriction and perfection. It's about intention. And when your money finally matches your values, budgeting will stop feeling like a punishment and starts feeling like control. As you work on your budget, I want you to think about this concept called the age of money. Now, this is $50 I have in my hand. But what if I told you this $50 was money I earned 10 years ago or even 20 years ago? That's what it means to hold on to your money. How do you make sure you not spend this money today and instead invest it or save it for the future? A part of your budget will look at how you can make this money last you in the later years. Now, the reality is that you might not have $50 to spare in your budget today. Maybe you're over, but your goal is to get that cushion in place. Get a margin so that at the end of the month, you do have money left over that you can use for your future self. So as you work with your budget, as you learn to adjust it for your needs today, don't forget to also think about your needs for tomorrow. And to help you with investing for the future, I'm going to recommend this video right here, which is a basics trainer for investing. And if you want more help with your budget, this whole playlist has a bunch of other tips to help you get your budget down right. Thanks so much for tuning in to Sisters for Financial Independence. Don't forget to subscribe to Sisters for Fi. As a new subscriber, you will be notified for new videos. But also, as a new subscriber, you will also get recommended some of our past videos, helpful videos to help you get out of debt, pay off student loans, and many other topics we cover here at Sisters for Financial Independence. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!